Hi folks, I want to do a shout out and then a review of London Fog. I thought I'd be cheeky and do a review on that tobacco. But first of all, the shout out is to Professor Jeremiah, who's having a giveaway. And as part of his giveaway, he wants us to do a shout out. He's a great guy, got some great stories. And I suggest that you go and pay him a visit if you haven't already paid him a visit. He's well worth a sub, and he's well worth entering into his gore, and it's very easy to do. The shout out is part of the thing that you have to do. So that's my shout out to Professor Jeremiah. I've loaded my meerschaum with some London Fog. But first of all, I want to have a go at the jar note. As with all my reviews, they're very subjective because I have a very poor sense of smell and taste. But I think that shouldn't put me off reviewing a tobacco with what it feels like to me. The smell I get from it is sort of a fruity smell. I don't know I don't know the two tobaccos that mix together with it because I've never had them and I haven't looked them up on purpose. But there's definitely a fruity, possibly bready smell. I'm going to be brave here and say there's certainly some red Virginias in there, and ordinary Virginias, and I think Perique and Cavendish. But, I could be totally wrong with that. It's certainly got a nice smell about it. I don't come across the Latakia or anything like that, I think. And I don't know whether one of the tobaccos that makes up this is an aromatic, because that could be the smell that I'm getting. I'm not getting a Virginia smell as such, I don't think. That's what makes me feel that there's some kind of aromatic in there, but I don't know. The tobacco certainly looks wonderful. It's got a lovely look about it. And I'm really pleased that Simon Sturff allowed me to have this jar. And when I go down to Tim, I'll try and take some down with me. It's not often we get to meet because we're 120 odd miles away and I have to look after Carolyn. I'm going to use a match to light it. Because I think matches are good for when you're doing a review, and I want to just allow the match to burn off for a little bit. Now I've been smoking this all day because I liked it. The initial smoke, the initial light, gives me a nice taste in my mouth. It's quite a creamy taste, and it's a pleasant smoke. I think it's mild, but then I've got a very strong nicotine hit. Not nicotine tolerance, I think. In that I've never felt any nicotine effect from any tobacco I've smoked yet. The retrohale has a sweetness about it. It's not one that I've noticed before as such, but I did notice it then. And I think there's a slight nuttiness about it. If there is, I think that's probably burley. But as I say, I've got no idea what goes into this, so you're getting my impressions of the tastes that I'm getting. I think it's definitely an all-day tobacco. It's something that I could smoke all the time. And the more I've been smoking it, the more I've liked it. When Simon asked me what I thought about it recently, I said it was okay. And I realised that might give the wrong impression, that I just mean, oh, it's okay. But I'm beginning to think a lot more of it as I'm smoking it, and as I have smoked it. I like the sweetness, and I like the taste that it gives me in my mouth, a creamy taste. I can't distinguish in individual blends and individual tobaccos through it. I'm like the ignorant art connoisseur. You know, I know what I like, and that's the best thing I can say. And I don't think, I'm not ashamed of that, because I think when you're younger, your taste and your sense of smell is very strong. But the kind of things that I've been involved with in my life have rather destroyed that, as well as my hearing a bit. Although, you know, that has no effect on my smoking. I'm going to relight it because it just needs tamping down a bit. That's one thing I've noticed. It does burn quite quickly and needs tamping. It's a lovely ash, and it burns, when I've been smoking it, it's burnt right down to the last fraction of ash. So the only thing that is left when I've been smoking it is ash, which is quite nice because it means that you can go down. And I've only smoked it in a meerschaum. But you can see it's got quite a nice creamy smoke as well, a greyish smoke. Not white, but grey. It does remind me of a sort of a mild English blend, but it doesn't remind me of anything that I've smoked before. It's a tobacco on its own. It's very distinct and distinctive. And it's one that I've really, as I say, grown to like and love, which surprises me because I normally smoke very strong stuff. You know, big, bad and butch, as some of my friends would say of me. I'd like to try it in one of my bigger pipes. but I'm being loyal to the Mad March Meerschaum at the moment. There's in the retrohale for me, there's a sweetness, but there's also a savoury sense of the smoke. I'd be tempted to inhale this, and I don't know why. Whether it's because there's a fair amount of Virginia in, I don't know. But it's that kind of wanting to get the fullest flavour and effects out as possible. For some reason, I have no idea why it keeps going out. I know we say it when we're doing a review, but it hasn't done that all day. It has in my other Meerschaum, because that's a swine to smoke. So I'm just going to prod it a little bit. But if you can get hold of some of this from Simon, or if you can make some yourself, or from anybody else who smokes it, it's well worth a taste. I think, unfortunately, it's made with one of the McClelland tobaccos, which is going out. I think it's got 40th anniversary in it. I'm not sure. I don't get any tongue burn from it. I just get a very pleasant smoke. A smoke that I'd like to smoke in maybe one of the cobbets I've got, in one of the Shire pipes, sort of a long, just so that I can just rest and smoke it with the breath method. Now it does heat the Meerschaum up quite a bit. I can feel, well, I don't know, now it feels coolish. But I think that's as far as I'm going to go. So if I was going to give it points, out of 10, for flavour, I would give it 8. For the pleasantness of the smoke, and by that I mean the sort of, the creaminess of the smoke, and that, I would give it 7. Strength for me that's the one thing that lets it down for me. So for me, the strength would be 5. So it's a medium to light sort of strength of nicotine. Rum note's quite good. I've been smoking it all afternoon, as I say, all day, and Carolyn hasn't complained. She hasn't made any comments about it at all. And usually if a tobacco is unpleasant, she will say. So certainly it's all right for me smoking indoors. And that's it. I just want to say, Simon, well done. It's a lovely blend. It's one that I would probably smoke when I want to change from something that I've been smoking that's very strong, but I don't want an aromatic. So it's good smoke. Now, may you be richly blessed, and may your God forever go with you.